You go to New York City, you go to India, and you see if you can breathe in the cities. You cannot. If you wake up and you do this just 5 times, you will start to feel something deep inside happening. We don't need weapons to let people know we exist. Countries are going to wars. Why? Because the heart is closed. When you eat food and you put it in your mouth, do you have a machine that you run to digest your food? Right above this earthly planet, there is something called Antariksha. And in that space, there are so many invisible entities. For example, you cannot see a ghost unless you're trained to see a ghost. Because their bodies are made of mind, intelligence, and false ego. It's very subtle. So it is a fundamental right that each and every one of us have that we must exercise, that we should not be sleeping. Bulgaria should not be following the United States of America. Bulgaria should be the leader of the world. Because, and I say that with all honesty because I come to realize how much richness and how much depth the Bulgarian culture has. So the question to you is Bulgaria going to wake up? Or should we just keep sleeping? So if you feel Bulgaria should wake up, these are the questions you must ask. I know that there is a lot I want to share with you, but I have 20 minutes. I actually want to dance with you. So if you don't mind, I want to teach you a yoga dance to move the heart and open the heart a little bit. So if you don't mind to stand up, just for a few minutes. And it's a very beautiful dance. And first, I want to show you it is the dance of gratitude. Who feels grateful? Raise your hand if you feel grateful. If you ask in America, you feel grateful, they keep their hands down. So that's why Bulgaria, you're the leader in the world. This is very simple. You start with your hands on your head like this. And you stay in the same place and you move clockwise. And if you do this just 5 times, the feelings of deep gratitude from in your heart will start to show up. Let's just try and you see what happens. And finally look at the person next to you and please smile at them. No words are needed. Yes, please have a seat. I want to share with you why we did this simple dance. When you do this, you're covering the 10 directions that you live under and around. When was the last time you said thank you to Mother Bulgaria? When were you said thank you Bulgaria for allowing me to be here and walking on you and living my life? Bulgaria has given you everything. But when did you say thank you? The air that you breathe, the oxygen, the beautiful nature of Bulgaria, all the trees giving out fresh oxygen free of cost. When did you say thank you to the nature of Bulgaria? You just take it for granted. You go to New York City, you go to India, and you see if you can breathe in the cities. You cannot, because you will suffocate. So this is keeping in mind that the earth that you stand on, the beautiful oxygen that you breathe, the light, the beautiful light in Bulgaria, it's clear, it's pristine. It's being provided to you. When did we say thank you? Many of us are very shy to say thank you to others. But I want to share with you these various different kinds of ways to say thank you to others. If you wake up and you do this just 5 times, you will start to feel something deep inside happening because our heart has the highest frequency that it can touch each and every entity in the world. When a mother sees a baby, the baby knows the love of the mother. When the heart is closed, when the heart frequency is not open, then we have to use words, I love you. And then even then, people don't believe when you say I love you because it's just words, it's lip service. And then what do? We go buy gifts. I'm going to buy you a new Apple iPhone. This is just to show you that I love you. he doesn't still feel love. Then you go buy him another Tesla car to show him that you love him. Still love is not felt. Then you have to buy him a big yacht and a big island and take him on luxury vacations, and he still doesn't feel the love. My dear friends, we are missing the point, because the real point of human existence is the experience of divine love within our heart. And each and every one of us have that divine love in our hearts. It doesn't need things. It doesn't need words. What it needs is genuine, authentic, spiritual communication from the heart. And this sound in Sanskrit is called Pashyanti. In English, when you translate it, it's called intracardiac communication. When one heart speaks to another heart. We don't need weapons to let people know we exist. When the heart is closed, everything in this world becomes louder and louder and louder. Countries are going to wars. Why? Because the heart is closed. Why do people use guns and weapons and all of this? Why? It's because the heart is closed. There is a need in society now, and I want to say this to all my dear family Bulgarians. Not for someone else, for you to love you. This is what revolution in consciousness means. You are conscious of your spiritual divine self. So can we do this revolution in Bulgaria? Raise your hand if you agree. This is what Bulgarian revolution is. To learn to love yourself for once. So thank you so much for giving me this incredible opportunity to be with all of you. I'm in Bulgaria only for 5 more days, and I'm extremely grateful to my friend Lenko, who is one of the managers and owners at Vitarama. And when I presented my idea of revolution of consciousness in Bulgaria, this is where I want to start. In Netherlands, previous to here, we just did a revolution called the Dutch Love Revolution. Amazing people from Netherlands came for this Dutch love revolution, and in Bulgaria it's the revolution of consciousness, because you are the leaders and it's time for you. It's your time in the world. Yes, please. Any questions? About the apple? Yes, and thank you for asking that question. The story of the apple is that each and every one of you, wherever you go, when your consciousness is high, you will notice when you have this Turiya consciousness, observer, you're simply the seer. Everything is happening by itself. When you eat food and you put it in your mouth, do you have a machine that you run to digest your food? Are you breaking down the food, or someone else doing it? Somebody is doing all the work, turning that food into energy and transferring it all throughout the body. Do you do it? Or someone else is doing it through your body? So this is the consciousness that we need to have. Everything is happening in this world and it's happening through us. And when you have this consciousness of awareness that everything is happening through you, that is called the 4th level of consciousness, Turiya stage, awareness, observer. If you try to control everything, good luck. Ego consciousness. This ego consciousness is a consciousness of an artificially inflated self. Ego is not the self. Self is completely separate. Self with that beautiful light, the beautiful spark inside. And ego generally is a creation of the mind and an accumulation of identities. For example, I am a great successful businessman. That is an identity that you have acquired in your mind. I am a good husband, I'm a good wife, I'm a good teacher, I'm a good nuclear scientist. All these labels and designations that we have in this world, those are all acquisitions only in this material world, in this life. And when you leave this body behind, you're back to nothing. So all the identities we acquire in life that people give us or we give ourselves, that is what an ego is. And anytime someone tells you that you're not something, then your ego stands up. What are you telling me? Of course I'm the most handsome person on this planet. So your ego is challenged because it's not the narrative that you have fed yourself. or the society that has fed you. And sometimes the parents also feed you an identity of an ego. You're so cute, you're the best, and you can do anything. It's not always the truth. That's why when we are honest with the kids, no, if you work hard, you can do well. Instead of saying, yes, you're born to be successful, you are the universal champion, and you are this, you are that. And the poor kid is thinking, oh my God, so much pressure. I'm the best, but I don't feel like it. So this contradiction in the child's mind becomes very, very confusing.
I wanted to ask you something. Some people believe we live in a diverse world. So
Diverse?
Diverse, dvoličen. If you think, I agree first, and then my other question is, you're promoting the questions, and that makes very sense. We can achieve a lot by questioning. But what about the answers?
Fantastic question. Let's give him a... So, multi-dimensional existence. You will notice that you don't have one life, you have many lives. In one life, you can have multiple lives. With your children, you're a father and you're a mother. It's a different personality. With your friends, you're a different personality. So just even on this material plane, we have multiple existential levels. So through this practice of bhakti and Vedanta, you can actually not just live on this horizontal plane, but you can also live on a vertical plane. This multiple lives in this world is horizontal. And it's very confusing when you have to live so many lives in one life. And that's why when you live from the heart, there's only one self. It's the beautiful, loving self. You're like that with everyone in this world. And then, so we're talking about the vertical dimensions. Right above this earthly planet, there is something called Antariksha. The space between Earth and the heavenly regions is a place called Antariksha. And in that space, there are so many invisible entities. For example, you cannot see a ghost unless you're trained to see a ghost, because their bodies are made of mind, intelligence, and false ego. It's very subtle. And then there is another layers, it's called Bhuta, Preta, Pisacha. And there's different influences that they can have on this planet. And then above that, there is Gandharvas, Kinnaras, Charanas, Vidyadharas. So in this way, even on this planet, you have multiple layers of people that live. How to understand that? The fish... Okay, my time is up. It's a very deep question. I won't be able to answer it here. I recently got on social media. If you ask me questions, and I will answer it online. It's called Veda the Monk on Instagram and Facebook. And your question is such a deep question. It's going to... I would take you for a nice spin, and I would show you the world from a different lens. So I apologize to you for not being able to answer your question. Thank you.